Welcome to the daily briefing from interest.co.nz. I'm David Chaston. Today we review the latest inflation data, we look at investor confidence, update our home loan affordability measures, and we'll wrap up with what the other media are reporting. The September inflation data is out today, or more precisely the Consumer Price Index. This measure is central to the Reserve Bank's role in the economy. It is charged with managing monetary policy so as to keep inflation between 1 and 3% in the medium term. In June, the CPI grew 2% and well within that target. This latest data for September continues that downward price trend with an overall annualised increase of 1.8% in the third quarter, compared with the same quarter a year ago. As you would expect, the Reserve Bank does not just look at the overall average outcome, it looks deeper, especially into those goods and services that are influenced by international trade, the tradables, and those that are not, the non-tradables. And this continues the good news that inflation is under control at present. Tradables inflation actually fell. Its contribution was deflation at the rate of 0.3%, essentially nil, while non-tradables inflation fell to 3.7%, its lowest rate since June 2003. We'll have more on what these CPI numbers mean tomorrow. Investor confidence slipped from record highs amid global financial turmoil, but has started to recover according to the latest quarterly ASB survey. This confidence survey fell 7 percentage points in the 3 months ended September to a net 22% of investors expecting returns to improve next year. Confidence had surged in the previous quarter to the highest since the survey began in 1998 on the back of the introduction of the government's KiwiSaver retirement savings scheme and higher interest rates for savings. Confidence in rental property investment was unshaken by recent interest rate rises, remaining the favoured investment category at around 22% confidence. Bank savings accounts rose in favour, up 5 points to a net 15% confidence. However, confidence in term deposits eased 2 points to 12%, reflecting a preference for call and short-term investments. Our September readings for home loan affordability are now out and reflect no improvement anywhere in the country. The situation remains as tough as it has ever been. On average across New Zealand, it now takes 80% of the take-home pay of one person on a median income to afford the mortgage payments for a house purchased in September. House prices may have eased marginally in some areas, but mortgage interest rates are still at very high levels, and incomes are growing too slowly to make a dent in the fast deterioration in affordability that has occurred over the past 4 years or so. In our opinion, this crisis is a major failure of public policy. Official inaction has sidelined tens of thousands of people who want to become homeowners and are now restricted to being long-term renters. Much has been made of the Welcome Home Loan program, but this only masks the real problem. In fact, you could argue that these types of initiatives only serve to add demand for affordable housing that is in very tight supply for first home buyers, giving them an advantage over buyers who can't qualify. Until the public policy makers wake up and address the chronic supply issue, unfortunately this problem is not going to ease. And finally today, a quick wrap-up of some other recent news. Data used by the proponents of savings schemes such as KiwiSaver is flawed, and New Zealand are in fact quite good at putting money away, according to a document released by the New Zealand Institute of Economic Research. More than 700 unsecured investors with $9 million in troubled Nelson finance firm LDC could receive 70 to 90 cents back in the dollar, while secured investors should receive all their money, the receivers say. Scientists say drought-stricken farmers in Australia's southeast, including in key areas for growing grain and producing milk, face the prospect of spring rainfall 40% below the annual average. News like this will boost New Zealand's agricultural prospects, especially dairy. You can get more news and start with Newsmaker Views on our news page. Join us again tomorrow for the freshest finance news on the web. We'll see you then.